Welcome, Pie Peeps. This is the My Sugar Pie podcast, and I'm Kelly Masseri from My Sugar Pie in Zionsville, Indiana. I own My Sugar Pie, and we've been around since 2008, so 16 years. And today is a monumental day here at My Sugar Pie. We are interviewing one of my favorite people in the world. We call her the Yoda of Pie, my mom, Marge McLean. And welcome, Mom. I'm so excited you're here on the show. This is so fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. So tell everybody out there what kind of got you started in pie, because I started in pie because of you and helping you in the kitchen. I tried to help you in the kitchen anyway. When you'd let me like make crust or do filling on the oven, on the stove, like stirring filling and stuff. But what got you started? Like what?
Well, I probably started by the family tradition of making pie for desserts. My mother always made pie, and my grandmothers both made pies, and that was just a family tradition, a family thing. It was a family dessert. Everybody loved pie.
Did you have it like most meals, or was it like a special occasion thing?
Usually on the weekends, or once in a while during the week, we would have pie.
Wow.
When like berries or whatever would be in season, we would have those pies. Maybe during the week, my mother would always make 3 or 4 pies at a time.
Wow.
Because I'm from a big family, and it took lots of pie.
How many people in your family? Just so the audience knows how big a family this is.
There were 10 children in the family, 5 boys, 5 girls. And so it took lots of pie for those little children.
And so when she was making pie, like what was your favorite pie that she made? Do you remember like a favorite of hers that she made that you liked?
Peach pie and blackberry pie were probably my favorites because we had those, and also apple pie, and sometimes cream pies. She would make cream pies, raisin cream pie, or
raisin cream pie.
Yes, raisin cream pie.
I didn't know that one. I need that recipe.
Okay, well, we'll work on that one. Like we have all the others. But anyway.
I know, most of the recipes are yours. That was nice of you to let me use them, Mom.
Well, it's fine. It's my pleasure that you're enjoying those and making a business out of those.
Well, and that's how it kind of got started. Is I was just doing pies kind of as a hobby when I had free time, because it does take several hours to make everything from scratch. And I remember when I was teaching, like I would have a month off at a time, and that's when I could do a pie and had the time. So your apple pie, which is what we're featuring today, you said this is one of your favorites?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The apple pie. So back anyway, in 2007, I did the breast cancer 3-day walk, and I walked 20 miles a day for 3 days straight, and we stayed in a tent at night, and we raised money for breast cancer research and education. And when I came back from that, I said, okay, I'm going to start this pie business and try it out. And what did you say?
There is not enough money for me to make pie for a living.
You said, you couldn't pay me $1 million.
Okay. You're remembering a little more correctly than I am, but there isn't enough money for me to make it a business.
Now, why did you say that?
For a living. Because it's a lot of work and to make all that. And I retired from a good job. So
you did.
I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to work in another business.
But you're still coming in and helping me.
Yes, I am. I'm glad
which is really nice of you.
I'm able to do that. And I appreciate being in the shop and helping you and seeing you.
Everybody loves having you.
And seeing you make a big success of your business and your life. Yes.
Well, it's fun that you can be there and help us and support us with it, because everybody loves having you there. And, the recipes, a lot of the recipes are yours, and it just feels like it makes me happy that when you're in the shop and everybody else can see the person that you are and what inspired me, because you did.
Well, thank you. Thank
love you, Mom.
I appreciate that. I love you too.
And I love pie. And it's all because of you. It's all your fault. But the Dutch apple is probably the number one seller that we have. We use Granny Smith apples, and then we, cinnamon, sugar. We have a lot of the crumb topping on top of it is butter and sugar and flour, and it's crumbled together and baked on top of the pie. And I remember that one probably the most that you made when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so many that you made. Like, I love the butterscotch cream, the coconut cream. I mean, those were probably my favorites.
Your dad's favorite was the butterscotch.
Yeah.
When he could get it.
He liked coconut too, though.
He liked
He liked pie,
He
right?
actually loved all pie, and that was another start also when we were first married. He liked pie, and I made lots of pie, and then kids came along and they liked pie, and so that was a normal dessert for us whenever I would make it. And
I thought it was normal. I thought everybody made pies like this, but they don't. Thank goodness.
and that's why you have a good business.
That's why I've got a business.
Right.
Nobody did it like you, Mom. So the Dutch apple, though, when did you first start making that pie? Do you remember? Like, was it at home with your mom, or was it on your own, or
No.
where'd you come up with that recipe?
My mother usually made the double crust. I don't ever remember her making the Dutch apple, or the Dutch topping. I believe I found a recipe for that in one of my recipe books. And so I tweaked it to my satisfaction, and that's how that came about.
That's funny. Well, I think we need to cut into this pie. Let's
Be my guest.
have a little flavor here, a little tasting.
It looks delicious.
Oh, man. I didn't bake this one. The team baked this one, but
But it came from my sugar pie.
it came from my sugar pie. Yeah, we do hundreds of these a week because everybody loves apple. And
And it is Mom's original.
it is Mom's original. You named it. Everybody loves their apple pie. And I think that's the thing that's great about this pie is we don't, do some kind of canned filling. We actually hand peel the apples and make the crust from scratch. So everything is handmade with us.
From top to bottom.
Top to bottom, every little piece of it. Here, Mama. Now, I know you said you like this one, but really, what's your favorite pie? You said peach or blackberry, maybe, when your mom was making it, but what do you like now?
I really like peach pie, fresh peach pie. I also like your sugar cream pie. That's one of my favorites, and your key lime.
That took a while for us to come up with.
Well, I believe you should have all the credit for that because that's one you developed.
I know, but you were testing it with me and helping me.
Yeah.
That probably took 6 months.
It took a while, but you did it. And it's been very successful. It's a big seller. It rivals the Mom's original Dutch apple.
It does, but this started the whole business. I mean, this is why my sugar pie is here, because of your pie. And
do you remember how that started? How you started making the apple after you were married?
I started doing it, like my memory is just, even before we were married, I would make it for people. Like that's what I would take because I know most people like apple pie. Mm-hmm. So I would take it and then people were asking me for the recipe. And then I did the breast cancer 3-day walk, and one of the girls who was doing it with me said, hey, after she had some, she's like, you should sell this. And I was like, you're right. That's a great idea. So then, I don't know, it just kind of happened that I did that. I mean, that's what I remember about it. So I just started making it for friends and people liked it. And so then we were peeling apples for eons. Now we're doing thousands of apples every Thanksgiving. I mean, that's
Yes.
one of our top sellers. No matter which month it is of the year, apple. Are you going to have a bite, Mom? You gonna
Yes,
taste
yes,
it?
I've been waiting.
I love that topping. No, it's good, but it's funny. Everybody says the phrase, it says, American is apple pie. And it's so true. I mean, everybody loves apple pie. And you think about America, you think about this dessert. So it's good.
It's very hard to beat it.
Now, when you were doing pies, for desserts and whatever, you said you do them like once a month, maybe, or once a week, or just for holidays.
No, just randomly during the week, I would make pie. Your dad loved dessert, so
Well, what are your
I
tips?
usually had dessert.
Can you
My
tell us a
tips?
few tips? Now, don't tell the crust recipe, because that's Mom's recipe. We don't want to give that away. That's a big secret.
Well, one of the tips would be learning the texture of your dough and how to blend the ingredients so it's uniform, and learning the tips of rolling out the crust. That's probably one, and just various things on tasting also. Maybe in your cream fillings, we use a recipe at the shop, but sometimes I'll adjust if I think it
I
isn't.
know you're always changing stuff on it.
No,
Always making it better.
Basically, the recipes are the same, but sometimes, like your vanilla, if you have different brands of vanilla, whatever, it might taste a little different. So I try to be consistent on that. But I don't know, you tweak things once in a while a little different. If you, I'm kind of a dumper as far as
Yeah.
having maybe not a special recipe that I use on like your fruit pies, whatever, because I just know how much to add and the filling, the thickening ingredient, or if the berries are a little tart, a little more sugar, this kind of thing. So that's kind of the tips I use, but for myself. And I would tell people that it's just trial and error sometimes with baking pie, but mostly, after you've done it so many years, you just know how to proceed.
Now, I don't want to start like a family feud thing, but who do you think made the best pies? Grandma Hugel, your mom, or Great Grandma Han, your grandma?
Well, they were both pretty good because my grandma Han, she made pie.
That's political.
But my mother made very good pie also, and she did it so efficiently.
I just remember the chocolate. The chocolate pie is the only one I remember that she
always made
made.
that homemade. Of course, all of her pies were homemade. But I don't know. I would say she probably was the best. I would say,
And fast.
and very fast. She could really make. I watched her many times make pies when I was a child, and she would use her hands to take the crust off the outside after she'd put the double crust on the pies and go like this. She didn't use a knife.
Oh, she just cut it off with her hand?
She just twirled the pie around like that really fast, and I don't know, use pressure with her hands on it, and the dough just flew off of it. And anyway, she would have those pies in the oven really quickly because she had to. She worked quick. With
10 kids, yeah. That'd make you work pretty quick.
We weren't all at home at the same time because some of the older ones were gone when the younger ones were little. But overall, there were 10 of us. So, but she was quite a worker.
What did she let you do with the making pies? Like, did you have a job in the process, or
not really?
Were you doing
no,
other
not
things?
really. She just
You were peeling potatoes.
Well, I did that also quite a bit. I was good at peeling potatoes, but no, she usually did that herself, the pies, because I suppose she was in a hurry and didn't want me to take up time teaching me or showing me. I just learned by watching her.
So crimping the crust, like
I watched
how
her
you
crimp.
showed me.
Yes, that's
like
the way.
That's how she taught you.
That's the way she crimped,
Okay.
and that's the way I do it. So some people use a fork around the edge, but to me that's lazy. And it doesn't look
Definitely doesn't look as good.
Homemade as a crimped crust. So that's the way I did it, and that's the way she did it.
Now, Great Grandma Han, you were telling me a story one time about her and how she would save time, like with making crust.
Yes. I remember her making the dry mixture of the shortening and the flour and the salt all together, and she would make it crumbly, and then she would put it in a quart jar or whatever in the back of the refrigerator, and that way all she had to do was add the liquid to it, and whenever she was ready, and it would be cold, and the dough would work better with the cold also, so she would have it all ready to go and save her a little time. But I remember her doing that. My mother didn't do that because she just didn't. Another story I forgot to mention, or want to mention, is when you were living in California, when the boys were little.
Back in the early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah. Nick was born in 2002, and then Jack was born in 2004, and that's when I stayed home after teaching.
The original My Sugar Pies.
Yeah, they are the originals.
And they're cute as bugs. Anyway, we had gone up into the mountains, and there was this pie shop up there. And so we thought, well, their apple pie was supposed to be their specialty. Okay, we decided, well, we would wait in line and we would get a pie and take it home. We did, and when we got home, we cut the pie and we started eating it. And I thought, this is an apple pie. Let's get some apples, and we're going to make apple pie. So that's one of the stories that got us started making the apple pie.
Was one example of, this isn't good enough.
No.
This isn't real apple pie.
It had to be really good.
They were famous. Those people are famous. They're still famous.
They're making money, but
they're making apple pie. Mm-hmm. They're making some kind of apple pie.
It's not My Sugar Pie, but it's apple.
It's not Mom's original.
No, it isn't. But anyway, we made a pie, and then that was the end of that story. So
I think we had another flavor that we tried from there too that wasn't really very good either.
Could have been cherry. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
It was probably canned cherry.
Yeah, probably did that.
So, yeah. But anyway, it wasn't as good, and we made a real apple pie. So that was the end of that.
Okay. And then the other pies that you gave me the recipe for, all the cream pies, so coconut cream, banana cream, butterscotch,
vanilla cream,
chocolate cream, vanilla cream, peanut butter cream. I love that one. That's probably my favorite. That or the My Kentucky Pie are my favorites. And then you gave me the apple. Pecan, yeah, because that was like a Christmas pie. That's what we had at Christmas time usually.
Yes.
And then, what was another
Pumpkin.
one? Pumpkin, yeah, you gave me the pumpkin. I love that one because I like it a little spicier than you do, but pumpkin, what other pies, Mom? Oh, well, strawberry rhubarb we had to come up with because you usually did straight rhubarb, right?
I made both.
Okay. And And then strawberry, did you make straight strawberry baked or no?
No, I did not ever make a strawberry baked pie, but I made the fresh strawberry.
And then probably blackberry, blueberry, cherry.
Yes. All of your fruit pies.
Yeah.
Mostly, you have the recipes for those.
Yeah. And then mixed berry, did we just kind of come up with that? I don't think you did that one.
I think you came up with that one.
Yeah.
One of your many that you've done, your sugar cream, your
peach
key
blueberry.
lime. Your
Peach
key
blueberry
lime.
I had to come up
Peach
with because
blueberry.
of Chef Michael from the Cobblestone. He wanted that on the menu, so that's why I had to come up with that one.
Right. So, and those have done all really well for you.
So if you had a pie that you were going to put on the menu, which pie would you want us to have on the menu? I know when we first started, I was like looking at 10 pies or 20 pies, and you're like, oh, just do 4 or 5 or whatever. And I was like, no, I got to do all these flavors. And then now we have, over 50 different kinds of pies on the menu, which is crazy. But if there was another pie that you think we should have on the menu, what flavor do you think we should do, or what pie would you recommend we have?
Well,
What about that raisin pie? Do you think we should have that?
I think that would probably be one that people would like. Some people would like it. It's a different taste, and I can't think of any others other than you have 40-some different kinds that you offer. And if someone can't find one of those pies that they would like or want to have you bake,
They've got to be hard to please, right?
Yes. So I would say stay with what you have. You might experiment with that raisin pie. I like it occasionally,
Yeah,
but
I need
it's
that
not
recipe.
Not the kind that you want to eat, not like your apple or your cherry.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, it's a different taste. I mean, that's my opinion.
Is it sweet?
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, that should work.
Yeah, it's sweet. Yeah.
And it's a cream base, so
It is a cream base, yes.
So how do you do it? How to kind of tell our people?
Well, you make a cream filling like your type vanilla cream filling, and then you cook your raisins first. You cook those.
You cook them with water or sugar?
Water, and then you add the sugar, and there's a few special ingredients that go in there.
Mm-hmm. You can tell me later.
I'll tell you later. It's a secret. But I would say that would be a nice different touch, and maybe sweet potato pie. Once in a while, you have that one asked for during the holidays. So you might want to try that.
We've tried a few recipes of the sweet potato pie, but we need a good one. So if anybody out there has a good recipe for sweet potato pie, send it to Kelly@mysugarpie.com or Baker@mysugarpie.com, and we'll give those a try, and maybe we'll do a tasting on air. Sounds good. Well, thanks, Mom. I appreciate you being on the show. The Yoda of Pie, my mom, Marge McLean. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed.
Yeah. Thank you, Pie Peeps. We love having you respond to us on Facebook and Instagram. Go to My Sugar Pie. Thank you.